everybody? It is your favorite everything once again. JR Wisdom along with my great co-host QT Dub here coming at you guys live. We are now officially at the end of May. One more day left in the month. It is a beautiful Friday. I am here in, the low country of South Carolina, and that's always boom. Okay, let's turn it off. Yeah. I don't know why I'll be thinking I'll be having that on there yet, but yeah. Beautiful Friday, man. How's everything on that side over there in Georgia and Smyrna? How's everything looking, my brother?
Oh, it's somewhat dreary. We've been having a lot of off and on showers. I assume the weather's probably been the same there in the Charleston area, but
yeah,
we done made it to our 48 hours. All right. You know what I mean? We got to put it into this COGS. Most of us 5 days a week. Some of us do 6 and 7, but a lot of us are awarded our 48 hours. We have made it once we clock out today. So rain or shine, we got something to be happy about. What you got going on this weekend, my man? Anything special?
Just got, I'm here and obviously back in Charleston. So, I'm on, daddy duties, hanging with the kids.
Respect.
It is dreary, like you said, here in Charleston. Yesterday it rained, but then the sun came out. And I haven't checked the forecast, but hey, what better time than to get in the forecast?
Right now,
Atlanta. So right now in Atlanta, it is currently 70 degrees, and it will be a high of 73 today. Like you guys are in Atlanta, you will be having some showers potentially some showers starting around noon today.
I told you, on and off all day.
Definitely 3 p.m. is a high of 50% chance of showers. Then 5 p.m. is going to look like a pretty good day. Definitely a good day to be out on the Beltline or on the Chattahoochee. You guys want to get out there and have a good, end of May, May weather coming up here. So for sure, guys, go ahead and get on out there and enjoy the weather, man. But, before we get into this great show, because we got a bunch of topics we're going to run down to you guys.
Bunch of old topics.
Guys, go ahead and hit that like button. We are definitely, a few episodes in on this morning show, and we're trying to push it out so the algorithm picks it up.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to speak on it, but you guys know how I feel about that, where we're at. But Facebook, hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're on Twitch, hit that like button. Also, subscribe, follow the channel. It helps. Comment also your age, sex, location. Helps to push the algorithm forward. It lets all platforms know that you guys are interested in the video and hearing what me and my co-hosts are talking about here. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to give some shout outs before we jump right into it. This is a live show, guys. This isn't pre-recorded. This is a live show. If you guys are interested in calling in, the link is pinned in the chat. Should be at the top on both Facebook and YouTube. I don't know if it's blue now. I think it's black on YouTube. Let me look on YouTube here, because I think it used to be blue, but in YouTube now it's pinned in black. So I'm gonna have to change that on that banner at the bottom, because I have pinned in blue. If you guys are interested and you like what you're hearing, feel free to super chat, send some stars. We will be reading the comments for all those who and shout outs as well for all those who are sending a super chat. If you want to promote your brand, whatever have you, go ahead and drop that in there, and we will super chat that so that you guys can get some promo on that as well. But with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this. Anything else you want to add, QT Dub?
Yeah, man. Right quick, I just want to give some quick morning shout outs to some folks that was in here first thing in the morning. Usually I like to go back and forth with the chatters in the chat, but for some reason going live on Instagram doesn't allow me to do that. So I want to say good morning to Con Honey representing at Newark, Jay Diesel watching us from dang on Arkansas. We got
Arkansas.
I think it was K Links. We got K Links in the building. T Man representing that Yonkers NY. So thank y'all for being in here first thing in the morning. I wanted to say thank y'all. Shouts out. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for starting it with us.
Indeed. Shout out to everybody he just named off. Arkansas. Got Newark in the building. We got
the bricks,
Yonkers,
baby.
Home of the brave. And that's what they call it. Yonkers, home of the brave. Well, I know I always heard DMX say that. That's why.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all my boroughs like that.
But yeah, Yonkers, they're unofficially the Bronx, I guess, if
Oh,
you will,
okay.
for like a better term, but they're not in any of the boroughs,
Okay.
as
Okay.
far as I
Okay.
know. But they still, I guess, are honorary New York City, New Yorkers, excuse me, honorary
Yeah,
New
I'm
Yorkers.
sure. I'm sure T May can correct us on that if we're wrong, because I
Yeah,
know folks don't like their boroughs mixed up.
yeah,
Like
nah,
we don't like our zones mixed up in the A.
right. Yonkers is its own, from my understanding, it's its own entity. They're not in any of the boroughs or whatever.
Nice. Okay.
They're near up north, northern part of New York, next to the Bronx.
It's like Sag Harbor.
Yeah, right, right, right.
I'm up in the Hamptons, son. Let me quit acting silly. But yo, let's get into some take a quick financial minute. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way until
Okay.
we get into your juicy topics. And today I want to make sure that we are aware of a new scam that's going on, because here on the morning show, we're waking up with wisdom. We like to give y'all some entertainment, some juice, but we also like to help you either make you some extra money or preserve your money. So being aware of scams is very important because they're always changing. And I got a little article about a new one that you
What up?
probably want to be aware of. Oh, what's that?
Are you live on Instagram now also?
I am.
Did you tag me on? I just wanted, before you start covering everything, did you already tag me on it?
Let me see let me find the actual post now.
Yeah.
I'll see how I can see it. I'll be doing that while I do this. I'm gonna have to see where to do that at.
Right.
Because you know how these different menus pop up when you use stuff.
When
So
you go live, it should have something like that to add.
Well, probably on the phone it does. I'm using a computer.
Yeah. Or use a computer. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna do, if you don't mind, do the share. Allow me to share screen. I'm gonna go over an article right quick.
Sure.
And again, this is for a lot of you guys and ladies that travel a lot. All right. So this is the latest scam going on in the airports. You may want to be aware of. It was something that I didn't think about. One aspect of this I did with Wi-Fi. Oftentimes you are aware of not messing around with Wi-Fi, but this is a new one that is out, and it's got a name. It's called juice jacking. All right. So, all right. So here's an article here. It is from, I think it's some Alabama something. But anyway, here we are. It says cyber criminals are targeting people in airports to try to steal personal identifiable information, PII, and money. These scams include hijacking USB ports and infiltrating devices via free public Wi-Fi. All right. Hackers can install malware at the USB ports. We've been told that's called juice port jacking. So when you're in the airport, do not plug your phones directly into the USB port. Instead, what they're telling you to do is bring your bricks, okay? Plug into an outlet and charge your phone up that way. But do not use those little counter kiosks that has the USB charging things already in it, or the seats, okay? And again, I was telling JR offline, this is very similar to something most of us are aware of at pay at the pump. With the card skimmers, a lot of us have been aware of, like, go ahead and go inside, or if you do use the pay at the pump, make sure, wiggle it around and all that good stuff. Well, now they're doing it with USB ports in the airports. And think about it. We've got hundreds of airports and hundreds of thousands of travelers going in and out of this. So think how many opportunities they have to get your info and because once they get in your phone, they got you, bitch. All right. So most of us know to stay off the Wi-Fi, or especially if you're working or trying to order Amazon or whatever, use a VPN. All right. Or stay off of it. Stay off the Wi-Fi if you're not using a VPN. But anyway, a lot of travel's coming up over the summertime. When I saw that article out there, I just wanted to because I didn't know anything about that. I plug my phones into them all the time. So I'm gonna make sure I won't be doing that anymore. I just wanted to pass that along to the fam. All right. Before we get started to some good, juicy gossip this morning.
Right. And that is definitely a good heads up for everybody as far as this juice jacket. I never heard of that. I always carry
like some Diddy stuff.
Pause. Yeah. I always carry around the little power bank, the little handheld one, which is always in my backpack because my phone, and it's probably because I need to upgrade, and that's probably why the battery is like, only lasts for so long. But I always have that, man, because I work from my phone. I do a lot of my editing, a lot of my uploading, and that burns when you use those apps. It burns to your phone rather quickly. So I use that. But in other news, since you mentioned that, what I wanted to talk about here real quick before we jump into it, I saw a post yesterday. I'm not sure that it's accurate, but they said TSA just put out something about now they're making changes about what you can take on the plane or whatever as far as power banks, and I think power banks is one of them. But I just flew yesterday, and they didn't say anything to me. Which let me look up that real quick.
And I saw something about that too. Now I'm upset I didn't click it, because I assumed it was just going to be about different liquid sizes or whatnot. And the thing is, number one, you may have flown through it because it may have fit some kind of guideline if you hadn't clicked. You know what I mean? Like it may be like a certain amount of wattage or a size or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like what, liquids or whatever. You may have been cool with it, or they may not have been up on the changes themselves. You never know.
Yeah, and it could be that. But I was reading the comments, and this was I think it was an Instagram post I saw it on. But I was reading the comments about it, and I was like, man, I literally just went through TSA with no issues. But I'll go ahead and read this real quick. Extra charge. TSA issues new warning over item newly banned from your luggage. Carry on only rule is still catching travelers out. This was May 28th, so this was a couple of days ago at 54 in the morning. TSA issued travelers with a warning after banning a popular item from checked baggage. Passengers are now banned from placing power banks or lithium batteries in baggage checked in. Okay, so this is checked baggage, not carry on. And I saw that in the comments too, where they said, obviously you could, start a fire under the plane or something like that. But following a series of fires and explosions. So in a post released on X yesterday, TSA said family vacations run on sunscreen, snacks, and batteries. So what are the rules? Carry on those lithium batteries and no loose spares in checked baggage, providing more information. And that's probably why. Portable chargers or power banks containing a lithium-ion battery must be packed in carry-on bags. Spare lithium batteries, which include both power banks and phone chargers, are prohibited in checked luggage.
And you carried yours on.
I carry mine on. I always do. As far as that. So, I guess how they scan it or whatever. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of stuff to be checking or whatever. I don't know how that operates, but it is what it is. But this is the banned items right here, highlighting it. Power banks, cell phone battery charging cases, rechargeable and non-chargeable lithium batteries, cell phone batteries, laptop batteries, external batteries, portable rechargers are all on that list there.
Gotta keep it with you. Gotta keep it on your person.
Keep it on your person, for sure. So, yeah, man, that's the newest. But let's go ahead and jump into these topics because we got a lot to discuss today, man. We got some interesting stuff. I know I sent you the list earlier, man. And I know, I've been seeing some foolishness, man. But first thing I want to jump into, man, because a lot of this stuff is occurring in Georgia. A lot of these topics that we're gonna be talking about is occurring in Georgia. Georgia's a unique state, a very interesting state, especially the Atlanta area. But this one in particular, man, it's a good buddy by the name of Jerome Forde.
Good buddy?
Yeah, he's a good buddy by the name of Jerome Forde.
What Jerome up to?
So Jerome was caught clapping some cheeks, right? He was caught clapping some cheeks, but the cheeks that he was clapping was kind of suspect, right? And this is coming up a lot. I'm seeing a lot of different things. And right after I saw this story, in Charleston here, I saw somebody share a story of another suspect person that was soliciting some minors or whatever, right? But this whatever happened. But let's get into Jerome here and get into the story.
Roddy Roll. Was he in the house or was he outside the house? Like how he get caught?
Yeah, we will get into that. What
all right.
Jerome was doing. So
Roddy Roll.
So good buddy right here. This is Jerome Forde.
Roddy Roll.
Coweta, what is this? Coweta County Jail.
Coweta, baby.
How do you say that? Okay.
Coweta down in Newton.
Okay.
Newton, Georgia.
So that's where that's at.
Mm-hmm.
So Jerome Joseph Forde, he was booked January 29th. So this is a while ago. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So good
Mm-hmm.
buddy, you know, an officer was traveling on Happy Valley Circle. He observed a white SUV blacked
Happy
out in the parking
Valley.
lot. Said the SUV was jumping at Wesley Chapel AME Church. You know,
Dog,
he saw it
that
bounce.
work.
You know, he said he pulled up. I pulled up with my takedown lights activated, and I saw movement in the back seat. When I walked up to the vehicle, I saw a male, Jerome Forde, and Krista Rowe in the back seat getting clapped up. When other officers arrived, I had Jerome step out, and Krista put her pants on. After investigation, I placed both under arrest for public indecency and loitering. Both were placed under arrest. I placed Rowe in the backseat of my patrol vehicle and transported her to the Coweta, how you say it?
Coweta, you got it that time.
Coweta County Jail.
Mm-hmm.
She was turned over to the jail staff without incident. Now, the funny thing, you guys are probably like, well, JR, that's routine. People always clapping cheeks in the church. You know what I'm saying? Inside the church, on the pulpits, you know, in the back, in the deacon's study area, you know, everywhere. You know what
And
I'm saying?
it was called Happy Valley Circle too. So I
Yeah,
mean,
Happy Valley Circle. Yeah.
come on.
So the thing I want to
What the
show
problem
y'all
is?
is y'all saw Jerome, right?
Yeah,
Let's take a look at, was it Krista?
Krista.
Okay. That is Krista. That's Krista Rowe. So this is the gentleman, excuse me, this is the person in particular that Jerome had bent over, bent forward, you know, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? And he was desecrating those buns. You know what I mean? Or getting a powerful Lewinsky. You know what I'm saying? In the top, was it a Tahoe? Is that what they said? A white Tahoe?
Yeah, suburban, some
Suburban
boxy,
vehicle?
some big boxy vehicle.
Good buddy just had it jumping. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Row here. Now, you know when they be having these things in these busts, and Row looked kind of happy. Good buddy looked kind of happy right here.
For a locked up picture, yeah.
So
yeah.
Good buddy was glazing and desecrating that man. So I
guess he already I got bail money already because Rome gave it to me, so I ain't really got any worries right now.
So when you get caught clapping cheeks, you get hit with you get hit with indecent. What was it?
I think it
what was the charges again?
Indecent exposure.
Is that what it said? Indecent exposure, even though
probably loitering.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Public, so I guess you know.
Yeah.
But even though you're in a car, you know.
Yeah, wow. the car was in public. The car wasn't in your garage.
Got you. And the place was jumping at night.
On Happy Valley.
Yeah.
Wrong.
This is almost midnight too. 23:49.
Get it, bro. And this is and the problem for Rome is I'm not judging him on this Krista, right?
Okay.
The problem is he only had enough money for the encounter.
He said
you need a room.
Hey man, sometimes it's just, you know, the little man jumps higher for, you know,
Rome. In Coweta County, you need a room.
Yeah.
Bro, you pulled that off the Coweta County news registry website. Like they put bro, you was on front page because you didn't get a room. Nice.
Yeah. But I figured I'd share that with the
Thanks
fans.
You this is an appetizer for the Friday morning show.
Yeah, just wanted to get you guys how they say pause, get you guys juices flowing.
You know, juice jacket.
Yeah, juice jacket. You know what I mean? Yeah, Krista's a dude. You know.
Oh my God, they kept it real.
But in other news, QT Dub, man, have you heard of? I just covered a story on and I thought it was quite interesting. You know, AI is getting more and more intelligent, and you know, it's in the name, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the day, you know, basically by human beings' input, you know, statistics, and you're able to search the whole web and milliseconds and whatnot, right? But there's this new thing I came across as far as dating goes. And we have the whole thing where we talk about women want the 666 type
Triple
guy. Yeah,
sixes.
triple
Yes.
six. And especially obviously those things become even less, or the numbers become even more scarce,
Scarce. Mm-hmm.
when you get into the black community and black men.
Mm-hmm.
So the video that I had covered, a man basically went on this AI type website or app called Keepers AI, which I'm going to share the screen right here so you guys can kind of see it.
Keepers.
And yeah, and it has like it breaks down the statistics, which I'm going to share it here. It breaks down the statistics of, you can put in whatever have you, and it'll give you the amount based upon, like, if you want a man that's 6 foot or above,
Mm-hmm.
make 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
It'll break down the stats on there, and it'll show you the top cities where it's located.
Okay. Okay.
Where these gentlemen are located at.
Okay.
And you got standards calculator. I guess this is what he did. So
Nice.
let's throw some numbers. I want you to throw some numbers out there, QT Dub. That way we
All right.
Then.
Okay. So we're a woman right now, right?
Right.
All right. So you got man. Let's put no kids.
Okay.
I don't want no kids. All right. Let's go. We are about 26. All right. So we're gonna let our and age range. We still want them to be fine some. So we're gonna go our age 26 to 36. Because of course we don't want anybody 40 and older. We don't want that. Let's take the height down to 6'2".
Okay. 6'2" minimum.
Oh no, you can make the minimum. You can make the minimum 5'11", because we'll do that.
Minimum 5'11".
Yup, and then of course, you can put of course you can put it up to 6'5", because of course that's what we're really looking for.
Up to 6'5".
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you got 5 there. Let's keep that at 150, because we're gonna pretend we're operating in a major city.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like 100K in here and definitely New York, LA, Miami, that don't mean anything. So we need 150 because we like to travel.
Right.
Okay. In order to be able to do that. And yes, we're going to keep it black, and the hair, we don't care about any. Well, let's see what else is in here. For now, let's just say any on all of that other stuff. We're just going to keep it at the height, ethnicity, and the income range, and we'll leave everything else open.
And we're excluding the obese guys, right? Because we want to.
Yeah. That part. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's do that.
So let's let's find out on our delusion calculator.
That's not what it says. Keeper. Whoa.
Of all men in the United States, 0.011 meet that standard. That's 18,000 men.
Okay, let's go back. All right, let's take the 150 out and go to 125.
So 125.
Yeah, let's go down to 125.
Let's see if I can punch it in here.
Or the closest thing to slider. Let's do 120. 120.
Okay. So let's 0.0184. That's 30,356 and this is total American men, not just black men.
Well, we put it in black, right?
Yeah, I know I got it as black, but I mean, this is only 30,000 black men out of the total pool of American men, 164,977,341 men. So only 30,356 black men fit this criteria, which I didn't think it would be that much, man. You know what I'm saying? But still, 30,000 isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? So, bro, this is interesting. And I think I even seen him go down to like the cities Let me see.
Yeah, since you can get pretty granular with the search stuff.
Yeah. And I would have to go back and watch it because I don't know if it.
Because we didn't even say like he had to be a Christian or had to have a master's degree. We didn't say any of that stuff.
Right. And this
just unclick exclude obese and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? With the big papas in the house. We got plenty of bread, but we're just a little heavy. Does that change our numbers any?
I don't think it changed anything. It didn't change anything because I hit
wow. It. Yeah. Well,
yeah. So that's what they're looking at. So 30,000 men as opposed to, I mean, we could do all types of experiments on here in terms of like, the whole breakdown, but that's just to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Let's take it to 100K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is the magic number.
It's the magic number.
You know.
Where we get now?
0.028. So you got a little bit.
100. Well, let's call it 3 100ths.
Yeah, 46
of a percent.
Yeah. So what was it? 30,000 before. So this is 30 something thousand. So it's 46.
Jumped up 16,000 when we
up. So you
got the income down to 100.
Right. You got a little bit better chance. You know what I mean? For 26-year-olds. So yeah, man, I think this is an interesting thing to play around with, just to kind of see. Because Buddy was saying, like, when he was doing it on the video that I had reacted to, that these black men are only found in 10 cities. You know, put 100K. They're only found in cities in the United States.
Do you remember what they were?
I don't remember. He didn't even say it.
Okay.
I forgot how he got it. You know, he did some extended research that's
got it
here. But this is some good stuff right here, man. That number right there, 46,000. Wow. And I'm pretty sure it is obviously probably still in only 10 cities. You know what I mean? So good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. And I know a lot of the red pill warriors will probably be using that, on a lot of their talking points and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I can't get that Mickey Mouse voice like you do it. But JR, it's only 46,239 of them in the entire. Okay.
And that's not saying how many of them are gay. Wait up. So this, I'm assuming this is straight though.
Yeah, because I think that would have been. Yeah, I don't think it would have been in the. I guess. Would have been in the pool of answers.
Yeah, because this is a woman seeking a man based off of this stuff. So,
Salute Eminem.
Let's go with a back.
HDL, what's happening with you?
Okay, so the degree didn't change anything. Let's go with PhD.
If we left it at completely open, it's going to get worse once you start putting now you just put in Dr. Umar and Boyce Watkins.
PhD only 4,000.
Now you went through 3/1000%.
Yeah. You got to have a PhD. So if you're a woman that has a PhD and you're seeking the same thing, a man must have a PhD like you, bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah. Cold world, man. But moving on though, have you I talk about Tory a lot on here.
Yeah.
I covered Tory a lot in reference to some things, and
it was called Keepers. Eminem. It's a website that you go on and put in that criteria and show you the odds of you finding that said criteria.
Right. So Tory, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Tory in reference to a lot of the evidence that the public. So the biggest thing a lot of people are saying is that, specifically Megan's attorneys or the prosecutor, if you will, is like they already presented this evidence. We haven't seen, the public hasn't seen this stuff, and I'm not so sure that a lot of this evidence that was presented was really shown. Other than, like I say, jury, I think the outcomes of a lot of cases, there's political pressure, there's social pressure that goes into decision making when you're back deliberating and things like that. So in this case, which I'll play some of the clips shortly.
Yeah.
It shows Megan on the video body cam of the police officer saying that she didn't get shot. She stepped on glass, and it actually has the eyewitness, which I mentioned last time we talked, saying that he saw two women arguing over a gun, and a woman fired the gun. So if you have an eyewitness saying that, this is what I don't understand how a man gets convicted of this. You know what I mean? When you have an eyewitness, a person that is not a part, not what's the word I'm looking for, man? I can't think of it. That is anyway, he wasn't part of their party. He should be
a bystander, a third party, if you will. He had nothing to do with their situation one way or another.
And completely objective testimony saying this is what I saw. And I don't think, and this was like right after the event happened, so it wasn't like somebody had to sit back and think about it. So these things were presented in this case.
What up, Jay?
You know what I mean?
And my question on circling back to something you said a little while ago, when you said the prosecution has made a statement like, we've seen this evidence, basically like this stuff that everybody's in a quote unquote uproar over. We've seen it, and it's been tried. On any of the actual pieces of evidence, like you were saying, like the eyewitness and no DNA evidence and things like that nature, have they addressed how did they adjudicate those things being brought up by the defense? If they saw this evidence already, how did they make a case that it was either invalid or erroneous or what? Like, how did the conviction actually take place, other than what I feel like you said at the beginning? There was a lot of social pressure behind this.
Absolutely. I think people tend to it's because sometimes I feel like I'm in the Matrix, or I'm like, are people seeing the same thing? Just like, women will overlook anything. Women will overlook, just like you have certain people where they say on the far right, they'll overlook a cop killing a black person in cold blood. You know what I'm saying? The whole Botham John with that Amber Geiger walking into his apartment and killing him. You know what I'm saying? They'll completely overlook, or any other officer, not George Floyd, but Walter Scott here in South
Carolina. Yeah.
My man just dumped. My man running away. He just started dumping. And it's just like, so I think women are like that in the case of
sometimes when it comes, yes, to her.
You think of anybody else being on trial, like it's a lot. It's just so much reasonable doubt. My man's .01 or 0.1% chance of
having fired that weapon. Yeah.
So he basically is excluded from it, in my opinion.
If it was the Maury Povich show, he would have been excluded.
Yeah.
If this was those percentages for a baby, he would have been excluded. What up, Prototype? What's happening with you, Don?
You got stuff like that going on, and it's like, bro, and you didn't test anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that you got these things going on. You got a woman saying that she didn't get shot, then she turned around and changed her stuff. Now what they're saying is that his defense, his attorneys are changing the story. First they said she stepped on glass, then they said she got shot by Kelsey. They said Kelsey fired the gun. If you can say, well, Kelsey, if anybody shot her or if any shrapnel from a bullet hit her, it was from Kelsey discharging the firearm. So she's stepping on glass, maybe shrapnel hit her, so on and so forth. So it's too many holes in terms of that anybody would look at forensically in a lab. Say, okay, if this guy shot the gun, why doesn't he have DNA on the gun? Why did she say this? Why is the eyewitness saying this? So let me
and while all of the quote unquote eyewitnesses not credible, because remember the driver had testified to some extent to something about the gun went off when somebody was wrestling for it, trying to get it away from him.
Both of them, the driver of the vehicle that night and Kelsey's driver said that. You know what I'm saying? But let's play this guy's audio real quick.
J.O.B. Done.
Is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay. So you see the girl doing the shooting? see what appears to be the girl standing here and going shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above. So, but then the guy gets out again from the back. Then the gun. Then the girl shoots into the so the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you?
Have an appointment, please?
I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and going shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above.
We'll go to jail. And just, I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. Not go to jail. Okay.
This is Megan right here. By the way, this
I
is Megan.
cannot have that on my image. Okay.
You got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did?
I didn't get shot.
I mean, no. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from?
What's that? Do you think we can go to jail? And just, I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. Not go to jail. Okay. I cannot
I
have
can
that
have
on
it on
my
my
image.
image.
Okay.
You got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
Oh, man. I mean, no. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Address that the incident occurred? The shooting happened?
Nah, I don't know the
No?
address, bro. I was just trying to help my girlfriend. 1 second, bro.
Stay right here for me, bro.
Let go.
Hey, we got an ambulance coming for her, okay? Hey, bro, step up right here. We got an ambulance coming
Thanks,
for her.
Eminem.
Just a quick question.
She's gonna be good.
Have any injuries on you?
No, I don't.
You need an RN? I gotta come for your friend now, okay?
Do you want to talk about what happened tonight? Your girl to safety?
Address that the incident occurred? The shooting happened?
Nah, I don't know the
No?
address, bro. I was just trying to help my girlfriend. 1 second, bro.
Stay right here for me, bro.
What do you say? I was just trying to help my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's at no point, and even on that phone call they're talking about, he never admitted to shooting her, man. So you got all these different things, and even with all this, they still convict the man. It's like, come on, man. It's crazy. I just wanted to share that, but we didn't see this. They saying, well, we've had this evidence. We didn't see this. But like I said, they wanted to have the public opinion along with the gag order. They didn't have any of this to the public because this is the first time the public is seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
The jurors probably saw this, but then again, like I said, there's socio-political pressure in place to say, okay, if you're not with us, if you don't convict him, we're gonna sit here till you change your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what goes on when they're deliberating. So I think if the public would have saw this, a lot of this stuff, because I think it does affect, as we said, it does affect the outcome of cases a lot of times.
Especially when you're trying to defend yourself against a campaign called Protect All Women, Black Women. I'm sorry. Right. If you remember that, literally remember after this happened, she had an entire SNL performance with Protect Black Women as the backdrop.
Right.
So we have to be protected at all costs because, of course, we're the most fill in the blank of everything. So, and then you remember that campaign going on because it wasn't just SNL, but that was one of the biggest platforms that she was out doing that.
Yep.
And then you go back to the clip you just showed us immediately after the incident happened. And what does she say? First thing pops in her head, I can't have this on my image.
Yep.
And then the campaign begins.
Are we going to jail?
Who's going to argue against Protect Black Women? Nobody. Because if you are, you hate yourself, you hate your mama, you got coon mask on, everything, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
She knew that. And I feel like she weaponized that to the nth degree. And I at this point, I almost hope Tory did it. Because if he didn't, which it looks like he didn't, the amount of malice this lady had and how she has so many people emphatically supporting her, ignoring all of this other stuff. Right. It's disgusting. And that's before you. And this is just having my man's time taken. We ain't even talking about the assault.
Right. Well, hopefully the next 30 days, man, we see some kind of traction. You know, obviously his appeal. There's no reason. There's no way the appellate court won't see this and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
I don't know. Is it appellate? So is the appellate court different from the Supreme Court?
Well, the Supreme Court of whatever state / and federal, you know, of course,
that's the appellate court.
No, what the appellate court, that system is its own court system in its own, and it is where you go once if you're appealing a lower court's decision. Right. Now, after that, then you can keep going up to the Supreme Court.
Right. Which to me, I just you know, justice is weird, man. How people just look at stuff and just be like, yeah, but nah, I know the evidence is here, but you know, it's other things at play here where we just can't. You know, there's a bigger message, as you just said. Let's all, you know, protect all women, protect all Black women.
And in order to, and like, I don't want to make it that simple. That's why I would like to see how was the evidence, quote unquote, disputed. Because I get we're just now seeing it. We're not supposed to see it in real time. We weren't a part of the quote unquote process. But what I would like to know is, how did you adjudicate each one of these particular items of defense? The witnesses, they were pointing out inconsistencies with the defense as far as how she got the injury. She was inconsistent with it. She said glass out of her mouth.
Yep. And did you get shot? What did they ask her? She's like, no.
No, I can't. And so my thing is, I just want to know what was the process by which they adjudicated, or the prosecution held up an argument so powerful that each one of those things were disputed in the eyes of the jury.
Yeah.
How did that happen? And what was the jury makeup? What was it comprised of?
I mean, you know, when they have these juries, man, you know, they have it set up where it's going to be predominantly women. I mean, I could probably look.
Well, I don't know, but I'm still wondering.
Yeah. It's
That's what I was asking, Trav. Shout out to Travis. Watching on Facebook.
All right. Damn, he had 12 on there. So it was 7 women, 5 men.
Oh, okay.
So majority women, 5 men. You know, in this case. So just weird, man. All around, but you know, moving on, because we don't want to spend too much time on that. I just think that. So Trump, man, Trump has been pardoning some prominent figures, man. You know, so I'm pretty sure he pardoned some other folks. But you know, some in particular is Larry Hoover. Been in jail 53 years since
73, something 73? Like that.
Yeah. You know, so he commuted his sentence. You know what I mean? NBA young boy.
I didn't know if he was on that one. Yep.
So it was 24. So he pardoned 24 people. This past week. You know, Larry Hoover being one of them. You know, Hoover. They said he still faces 200 years in jail. For the state, on the state side. You know what I mean? Which I don't think they're gonna, you know, after this shit, unless it's just some a-holes, you know what I'm saying, in place, as far as that goes. But those reality stars,
the Christies,
the Chrisleys, they got released from prison. You know, for fraud and tax crimes that 2022, you know, 12, they had 12 years, or were supposed to be doing 12 years. Well, she got 7. The husband got 12, she got 7. You know what I mean? So they're out and free, and you know,
laughing at Travis. Travis said maybe he'll pardon Tory.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. I think that well, he can ultimately do that, but they're looking for the governor of California
to do it. Yeah,
to do it. You know what I mean? You know, they got a list of all the pardons here on the you know, Department of Justice website.
He did the J6ers too, and the chief of the Capitol Police resigned over it.
Yeah. And
What up, Trey? What's
Yeah.
happening, man? Yeah, he resigned. Now, aside for the J6ers and the Chrisleys or whatever, I want to get your opinion on something, and I want to get the opinion in the chat, particularly like, you know what I'm saying, Trey, Don, you guys is in here all the time. With like NBA YoungBoy, Hoover,
right?
Kodak Black,
Lil Wayne,
previous administration, Lil Wayne. How do you feel about those pardons? As far as, I feel like those pardons are pardons given to quote unquote our community, right? How do you feel about those individuals being the people that are pardoned on the quote unquote on behalf of the black delegation?
I think, you know, Trump is a businessman at the end of the day. He's gonna pardon people with some significant influence. You know what I mean? In terms of that, and it's to get them to win them over. You know what I mean? Will win over who they have under them, or who people may perceive as, because obviously they're bringing the list of people, you know, and he's got people under him saying, "Hey, these are some folks that we're looking at." That you know, homie, Joe Exotic was pissed off because he's still in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because you're right. It's the influence, in my opinion, also, because unfortunately, these type figures carry more weight in our community than productive people do.
Yep.
Right. And shout out to Trey, because that's exactly what they are. They're pander pardons, because they almost feel like it's an easy way to manipulate us. Oh, they like Kodak Black. Yeah, let's pardon him.
Right.
Oh, they like blah blah. Like, I don't care what they did. I don't care if they're a good representation of the community, et cetera, et cetera. I don't care if it's actually somebody that quote unquote was wronged by the system. Which, you know, the president can use his pardon power for whatever he wants to.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
But traditionally, it was for when the judicial system maybe went a little bit above and beyond in certain instances, blah, blah, blah. But never mind all of that. The fact that he keeps using quote unquote our pardons on people that propagate the worst part of our community is striking to me.
Right.
And that's why I appreciate Trey, you know, saying, like, as a conservative, he doesn't like it. Because as a middle ground guy, I don't like it either. But I understand why he's doing it and what he thinks he's going to get out of it. But I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't like that as well, because you articulated that very well. But a lot of these people who are pardoned or get, you know, commutes on their or commutations, as they call it, they aren't mentioned, as you said. Like, as of yesterday, you know, you had these 3 people pardoned.
Shout out to Bonnie.
If you guys could,
he's selling them.
Hey, he could be. You know,
Trump coin.
Like as of yesterday, he had 1 pardon and 2 commutations. Jeremy Young Hutchinson, conspiracy to commit bribery, aiding and abetting a false income tax return, conspiracy criminal forfeiture. You know, so he had they were all concurrent though. Well, one was consecutive. Well, he had 18 months imprisonment, 28 months imprisonment consecutive, and then 50 months imprisonment consecutive. And you had Edward Ruben Sotelo, you know, distribution of cocaine.
Yep.
Life imprisonment. So he's good to go. Joe Angelo Sotelo, you know, cocaine.
Fine. The Sotelos. Fine family.
I think the first, like right after he you know, 24, that was 24 pardons, January 23rd. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most in one day so far. Let me go down. Yeah, that was
hell yeah, the Christie's about to bag up. They about to bag up. You damn sure right, Trey.
Yeah, so he was getting after it this month. He had 16 on the 28th, and then he had that right there. So yeah, he was getting after it. But yeah, right after he was getting busy, man. So
getting busy on the pardon patrol.
Exactly.
I ain't mad at him. And I'm still waiting on the immigration reality show to drop.
Exactly.
As wrong as it may be, I'm watching.
Yeah. But yeah. In other news though, man,
Yes, sir.
since it's fresh on my mind, we talking about sports.
Mm-hmm.
Your little homie, Travis Hunter.
My dog.
Yeah. What's up with good buddy?
Good buddy. Good look, man. This is the one thing, and I'm being serious. I got to get a good buddy. He's standing on his square.
Yep.
He's standing on his square. And whatever he has to learn, he's like, I'm going to learn it on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give him that. But go ahead and go with where you're going. And after you finish, I would like to ask if you allow me to share screen that's related to this story. So please go, my good brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Travis Hunter, married his longtime girlfriend shortly after, signing this telefied or this contract with the Jaguars. I guess he's gonna be playing with receiver and cornerback. You know what I'm saying in terms of that. But
so and you just enlightened me. So he is doing the dual position joints.
I guess so. I thought he was just playing a back.
I thought they was talking him out of it too. Okay, all right. We'll see how that goes. Shout out to Scorpio 911.
So buddy, it's performance based. Contract. 15 mil.
Yep.
Paying bonuses.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Buddy is how old is he? 19. How old is this dude?
21.
21 years old, getting married, fresh out, got the girl, his little, I guess he's in love. Like you say, he's standing on his square.
He's standing on his square.
He's not letting anybody deter him from
and that's what I meant by standing on his square, because this made the rounds about 18 months ago when she kept popping up in social media, and he was climbing the ranks, as being one of the top players in college, probably going to be drafted number 1, number 2. When all this trajectory was coming out,
right?
You had your little Bow Wows, you had all kinds of OG celebrity athletes that have been in the game, even with Deion himself. Everybody was chiming in, trying to do the uncle, it takes a village sort of thing, right? That oftentimes we don't get with these broken household structures. We don't have dads and stuff to give us this information. They tried to do it. He cut his social media off. He told everybody, I got this.
He did.
I know what I'm doing. That was when he made the decision to stand on his square, which I'm going to respect that. But I also have the popcorn.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand. At last Thanksgiving, a pool was created between some other male members in my family that wasn't up on game. Didn't understand why everybody was giving Travis such a hard time. I'm like, oh, y'all gonna find out. I'm like, they'll be married and it'll be dissolved in 5 years and she's gonna run away with the bag. Well, step 1 has already happened with no prenup.
Yeah, it's funny you said 5 years because that's when his contract is up, right?
And I didn't even, he wasn't even signed when I said this.
Right.
And they're like, well, she'll at least know how to play the long game. I'm like, no, she's not going to play the long game. She's going to get pregnant immediately, and then she's going to F up.
Got to get pregnant, bro.
Yep.
You got to get pregnant.
Yep. And you about to read some more article?
I was just going to read this first part with what you were saying. So
please do.
Your option he's a first round, as with all first round picks, Hunter's contract will include a team option for a 5th season. That option has to be exercised by the first week of May following his 3rd season. So in his case, the Jaguars would have to decide by May 2028 whether to pick up his option for the 2029 season. You know what I'm saying? It's performance based. Like a lot of these contracts are in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? My man got some incentives and everything, but that's the first order of business for shoot the club up and go ahead and get a baby by good buddy.
And I'm with Trey. I don't wish for anybody's downfall, and I wish for their success. But wishing and statistics are two different things. It's like statistically, we know what's probably going to happen. And if you don't mind, I would like to share some screen really quick, because this is something that's not someone posting a quote unquote screenshot from Leanne, or stuff that could be fictitiously made up, right?
Right.
I want to share something it's her, and it's her behavior. So let's check this out right quick, if you guys will. And this is what some of the people were trying to warn her about. And another thing, I don't know why she was just in the damn Buffalo's practice facility anyway, but she was when Lil Wayne showed up. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. So here we are.
My dog. My dog. What's up, baby?
Hello, Weezy Wee. It's the fireman. I love you. Cheers.
Weezy got it like that. Weezy got it like that. Oh, he want to see. He want to look around.
I ain't got nothing else to share. I ain't got nothing else.
Now, Rico, for those who didn't hear, recap that for us. For those of us who didn't hear it.
All right. So, Lil Wayne showed up at the Buffalo's practice facility because it was it was the place to be. It was the Hollywood of college football. Everybody was coming. The Rock, fucking Offset, everybody was showing up there. Lil Wayne shows up, right? For some reason, Leanne's at the damn practice house. I don't know why she's there, but she's there. Lil Wayne shows up. She's in tears. Oh my God, I love you. And this dude has to do nothing but stand there and try to do off the uncomfortable laugh, giggle shit. How do you marry somebody that just cried over seeing somebody? You don't.
Yeah.
Cried, man. Cried.
You put her in the game.
So what do y'all think is going to happen?
And
then they did the videos talking about how he was not her first choice. She said that. How he had to quote unquote wear her down.
Right.
None of these sound like a good sign for a 20-year marriage. None of it sounds like that. All of it sounds like you're going to lose money.
Yeah. It will be shocked, man. That but they're just entirely too young, bro. Entirely too young.
And the thing about it is, he can F it up. Because see, the problem is, let's keep it above. All right. He's a guy that has come up not looking like Denzel.
Nah.
And then here's this pretty girl that I got to like me. And what he forgot is 1,000 pretty girls are about to like him.
Exactly.
And about to show him a bunch of effing attention he hasn't seen and gotten before. He thinks he's seen and gotten some. He about to really see and get some. And then what happens when he's in Kansas City?
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
And now she got the ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, none of it looks like it's going to be a good deal. Am I hoping for this? No, I'm not hoping for it. But what I'm saying is I'm going to observe and watch.
Well, hopefully, bro. Hopefully they live. They have
Step
a long.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can pull a LeBron in Savannah. You know what I mean?
See, the thing is, I don't think LeBron had to wear Savannah down. I don't think Savannah has cried because somebody else walked into the room over King James. Don't think so.
Yeah. This is true. I'm just speaking about the longevity, but I get.
I get you with the longevity, but see, but how did they get to that? See, it didn't start. Were we there when it began? No. But what do you think the odds are? Is that she cried when people came around? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. And you never heard her say anything like that either. About
LeBron really wasn't my first choice. I didn't like him. What?
Sheesh. Yeah. But let's move on though, since we're on sports.
Sports.
OKC just eliminated the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Ant-Man was not enough.
Yeah, to win the Western Conference. Ant-Man. They swore Ant-Man after LA was
the King Killer.
Yeah,
40-year-old King Killer. Now shout out to the Ant-Man. Respect, Georgia product. I like him, but I'm just saying, y'all writing the King Killer. It's like you didn't kill the 2011 Heat LeBron James.
exactly.
All right, you beat a geriatric LeBron James that was playing with his sons in the league. Like, let's calm down a little bit. It's like beating the MJ Wizards. Like, okay,
yeah, for sure. And you had the Knicks just beat the Pacers. Was it last night?
And is it it's 3-2 now, right?
Yeah, 3-2.
3-2.
And game 6 is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see who you got taking it for this conference, for the Eastern Conference.
Wow. Where they playing tomorrow? Is tomorrow the Garden?
I
could look right quick. But man, here's the thing. I have a feeling that the Knicks mess around and pull it off.
I think so too, bro.
It seems improbable, but I have a feeling they do. I feel like they pick up this game. Is it tonight? And it makes it tomorrow, and it makes it that high pressure game 7. I don't know. I think I might trust Bronson and Cat and Company more than but I don't know. But see, I don't know, man. Siakam and Halliburton, they've been putting it in. But the thing is, though, what's unfortunate for either one of them is that their series is taking as long as it is, and they having to beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
And damn OKC and SGA is just sitting there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And they already the Western Conference team, which is, the high flying, high scoring team. So really, whoever come out the East probably gonna have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody. I see some people say so they playing in Indy.
Oh, in Indy, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's where they playing tomorrow. So, hey, but that would be something though if the Knicks take it again tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, I love seeing Stephen A when they lose. So there's that.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Shout out.
What else we got, man? So we covered everything on this list, man. I know we got a few more things, bro, but I'm gonna try and keep it real quick because I gotta go pick up. Gotta go make some pickups here. But in other news, I already talked about Final Destination.
Did you go see it?
I went to see it a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Was it last? I flew out yesterday, so it was Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to see it Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good movie, man. I like how they did it. How they brought the whole without telling it. Basically, this one is kind of like if you survived. You know how Final Destination, obviously, death comes back around.
Yes, yeah.
If you survived and have children, they go after your children also because your children were never supposed to exist.
Supposed to be here because you weren't supposed to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. So it comes
after.
Hey,
I like that.
Yeah. So that's the premise of Bloodlines.
Okay.
In this case. So it was pretty dope, man. Straight to the point. They wasn't like trying to, some very violent stuff going on.
Come
on,
what I mean? They known for?
Yeah, super violent though. I think this is like worth, like out of all the movies, this was like really violent. You know what I'm saying? Like Saw type.
You like, no, I'm telling you. I'll have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. And Tony Todd, who played Candyman, the mortician, or not mortician. What's the other word for it? Before they go to the morgue.
The autopsy guy?
Autopsy, yeah.
Could say the autopsy guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. Coroner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if he was autopsy coroner, whatever have you. I think, whatever. So he obviously shows up in this, and there's a twist where you kind of find out, his origin. His
angle and why he keeps popping up in all of them. You like, because I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, his origin, yeah. Obviously, yeah. It was kind of weird seeing him just for me to put my 2 cents in there, but
like,
that was his last movie. He died from stomach cancer, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can normally tell like when people have cancer in movies, like Charlie Murphy. Before Charlie Murphy died, he looked really sick and lost all that weight.
Boseman, Chadwick.
Nothing but bones, right? So in this case with Todd, he was just straight up like bones. Like it looked for him to be so masculine,
Yeah.
taking all his roles,
Mm-hmm.
he was just bone on there, and
Mhm.
even his clothing, like how his clothing looked, it looked like a man in wilted. So,
A stick, yeah.
And he says kind of I think how they wrote his dialogue
Mm-hmm.
or the script for him,
Mm-hmm.
he was saying a farewell to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he was like talking to
Mm-hmm.
the movie, it was like a farewell to everybody on his last scene in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nice.
So, yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. You know what I mean? Because he
Mhm.
knew that, and you could tell by looking at him, you know, he wasn't going to
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
here.
For sure, next gen. R.I.P. baby.
Whatchamacallit is streaming now. Captain America, Brave
Oh,
New
is
World.
it?
Yeah, started streaming on
I
Wednesday.
know it was streaming like a week or so ago, but it was like $20. Is it still?
Yeah,
Is it still that much?
If you got Disney Plus, it's free.
Oh, Disney Plus. Got it.
Yeah.
Like the one service I don't have.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have Disney? Oh, okay. You don't got Hulu?
I don't know. I don't think so.
If you got Hulu, Disney Plus is kind of like they got the package going.
Oh, I don't know. I might.
Yeah. So anyway, it's for those who, if you got it, it's streaming for free as a Wednesday night. You know, they got a new movie coming out that's out now called Bring Her Back, which is I think it's an A24 film.
Oh, I can usually like their films.
Yeah, they do got good films.
Moonhouse.
And it's the same ones who directed was it Talk to Me? I think
with the hand thing.
Yeah, it's the same one. Same
Nice.
universe. Yeah,
Yeah,
same
okay.
You know what I mean? So definitely check that out for sure. And I think that's it. I don't know about games. I don't know what games out this week. What you got?
Well, I don't know how new it is. It may have just been new to me finding out about it. But you know, Microsoft bought Activision like a year and a half ago, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, what they've done is apparently, you know how like a lot of developers release their little retro packages, like Capcom Retro Arcade and Atari had. Well, they've done the same thing with all Activision games, right? So you can access Activision games from like Atari. And so what I'm saying is I like literally was playing like effing Pitfall. I don't know if any of y'all old enough to know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking Pitfall 1, Pitfall 2, Demon Attack, River Raid, like all of these old ass Activision games. They're just on Game Pass right now.
Right.
On the Activision Retro Classic or some junk.
So it's on Game Pass now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Straight up free. So if you're an old head and you want to see stuff that you remember playing when you was like 8, when your TV had to be on channel 2 or 3 in order to play, not know which HDMI output. We didn't know none of that. Back when your mom and them said you gonna tear my TV up. Say what?
So it's when you go on the Play Store, is it under one game and you just click all the retro, or what is it?
Yes, it literally says like Activision Retro something.
Gotcha.
Retro Classic or something like that. And then once you get into it, it's like 60 games in there.
Now, wasn't the mascot like Acrobat or something like that? Do you remember something like that?
For which one?
For Activision. I remember like, let me look that up. Acrobat.
I didn't even know they had I didn't remember they had a mascot, but I just remember.
Wasn't it like the rainbow? Wasn't Activision?
Yes, they had a rainbow. They had a rainbow and the word Activision with a big ass V.
Activision. Let me look it up. Because I remember seeing like a bat. It was like a bat, that character called Acrobat or whatever.
I thought he came out in PlayStation days.
Let me look it up.
You put in Acrobat now, you're gonna get Adobe.
Arrow the Acrobat, the classic Sega Genesis platformer, is getting re-released. I always thought it was Activision game, but it's not popping up on there.
Sega.
Yeah, Sega. It's not popping up as Activision, but let me just type in Activision. Activision. Because I remember that being a good game. Every time I saw that thing popping up, I would be like, yo, these are good games right here. It's funny how they pick up these things, these defunct things that no longer make. Well, I guess they do make games, huh?
Yeah.
Make games. I didn't know that. I thought they.
I just think it's interesting too that so many of them are making money off of old IP at this point. Like Atari has stuff just floating around everywhere now.
Right.
Because the
Oh yeah,
people like
Switch 2.
that's 40 and 50 years old.
What about the Switch 2? My son was telling me about that yesterday when he picked me up from the airport. When is that coming out?
I think in a week or so, right?
2 release date is June 5th, so it's next week. Next
Yeah,
Friday?
a week.
Next Thursday or next Friday? The first is Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then one of the things I saw about it is that it was saying that the Switch 2 is going to have a whole lot more like third parties ported to it.
Okay.
So it won't be as just Nintendo game reliant, you know what I'm saying, so to speak.
Got you.
Yeah. So
okay.
You gonna get one?
My son, like, I bought that Super Mario RPG remake for it. I still have it in there, but I don't have a Switch. I was just using my son's.
Got it.
So maybe he'll give me his old one.
Oh, okay.
I'll just, I'll see how that happens, and I can just play that. Even though I got the, the Super. You saw the Super Nintendo. I have the one with the 20 games on it.
Oh yeah.
The little mini, the Super game. I can play it on there, but I'd just rather play the remake on it. I only played like the first hour of it. But yeah, if he buys it, I'll just probably get that one from him or whatever and play it on there. You know what I mean? I haven't really been into Nintendo since the Wii, and even the Wii, I was disappointed in the Wii. So
yep.
But yeah, man, I got to be heading up out of here though. Real talk.
Word. Log in myself.
Then gotta make some pickups in the next hour. So yeah. Anything else you want to add, man, before we get out of here? I know that we covered a lot of ground on this here and didn't get to cover all the topics. So I know we'll probably save some of this for Monday.
Oh yeah, I did see something about Shavador pop up. Maybe we'll have to catch him Monday. I heard he's been doing pretty. I saw some articles about him, somewhat showing out on his OTAs lately.
Right.
Eminem put that in the comments section down there at the bottom.
Got you. Okay. Anything else you want to add though?
No, man, I appreciate being on with you this morning, man. Shouts out to the chat. Appreciate y'all starting y'all weekend with us as always. Shout out to Damon Cherry, actually a partner of mine. I went to dang on basic training with in town this weekend, so probably gonna find a spot to get a spirit and some vittles somewhere. So you been in contact with anybody you went to basic training with?
Nah, man, I haven't. I haven't, bro. It's been
crazy, man. We got it.
It's just Facebook, like people that I've in my military career, they're like all on my Facebook.
That's how we got in touch. Freaking Facebook after I was in basic training like 92, 93. So that many like 20, 30 years later. Yeah. So yeah, about to go do that. So other than that.
Got you. Sound like a plan, brother. Well, well, make sure you guys are you still on, you're live on Instagram now?
Yeah, it's still live on there. And once it finished, I'll tag you on there. So then that way, because I think that's the only way I'm gonna get access to it. Got it.
Well, guys, make sure y'all follow QT Dub, the independent male, on all platforms as well as Instagram. You can have it on there, you know what I mean? But predominantly Facebook and YouTube, so you can get paid. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys tune in, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to his channel, and you guys tune in every Monday and Friday for the morning show. Obviously, we're still putting this good content out. This is the best morning show by far, even though I'm not gonna say that, man. I just don't understand the algorithm right now, but it is what it is. Appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Help us, good people. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoyed the show and you got somebody that's like-minded that you think will also enjoy it, shoot them the link. Let them know Mondays and Fridays we be here talking that talk.
Exactly. Like the video, guys. That's the least you can do is like the video. We're not taking a collection plate or offering. Just like the video and share it, man. It's too easy, like Sunday morning and shoplifting. So just do it like that, and all will be well, man. But we're gonna get up out of here. Yeah, we're gonna get here. Stick around, guys, for the videos that's gonna follow up if you guys are watching the restream. And we're gonna catch you guys on the next one, man. We're out of here.
Peace.